If you're looking for trouble, you came to the right place, buddy.
So, since it's Veterans Month, I figured I'd tell you a story about how our country treats our veterans.
I was in charge of $1 million equipment! Back here, I can't even hold the job! Fucking guys!
Here's First Blood.
Just what is your problem, huh?
So we meet John Rambo, a Vietnam vet who's just walked into the town of Hope. He just found out that his friend died and just wants to grab some food and keep walking to Portland.
There wouldn't be no trouble except for that king shit cup. All I wanted was something to eat.
We then meet Sheriff Teasel, the kind of guy who poses in front of the American flag, knows everybody in town, and just wants to keep it clean.
Wanna take a bath this week?
While on patrol, he spots John walking towards downtown and offers him a ride.
That's nice of him.
Well, it does sound nice, until you find out he's driving him out of town and won't let him get anything to eat first.
Why?
He has long hair and a backpack.
You son of a bitch!
So because he looks homeless, he clearly can't step foot in any of Hope's fine establishments.
A man who's been trained to eat things that'll make a billy goat puke.
White Castle, what you crave.
When he drops him off outside of town, he recommends a restaurant 30 miles up the road. But John's hungry now, so he turns around and starts walking back. And the sheriff sees this and turns around and arrests him.
For what?
The charges are vagrancy, which he's only assuming he's homeless, resisting arrest, which he only did before Will said he was taking him in, and also carrying a concealed weapon, which the sheriff wouldn't have found if he wasn't a judgmental piece of shit.
You know, wearing that flag on that jacket, looking the way you do.
When they're booking him, Deputy Galt threatens to beat the shit out of him for not cooperating, but John just wants to know why they're treating him this way.
Assholes.
Teasel implies that they do this to all the bums that show up to Hope, so they won't stick around.
We don't want guys like you in this town.
Now, since he has to see a judge in the morning, the sheriff wants to clean him up. But honestly, I think he's really just a clean freak, judging by how he talks about other people's grooming habits.
Sounds like an animal.
So the deputies take him to the showers, where they soak him with a fire hose. Then they make the mistake of wanting to shave him. See, back in Vietnam, when he had a porn stash, he was tortured.
Goddamn pansy!
So when they break out the straight razor, he has a non-flashback and kicks the shit out of all of them.
They're real badasses.
He then grabs his knife and breaks out of jail. Then he steals somebody's dirt bike and heads out of town, but not before Galt tries to open fire on him while he's in a crowd of people.
Can't you see I don't give a shit?
So he gets out of town, but Teasel's on his tail, so he goes on a gravel road. Teasel follows, so he goes in somebody's field, and Teasel still follows, so John's like, fuck this, I'm going in the woods. But the sheriff knows the area and is able to catch up with him when he gets back on the dirt road. But apparently he doesn't know it that well and falls off the side of the road.
You can't drive for shit, you know that?
So now John has a moral dilemma. Does he go and make sure he's okay because he's not a dick? Or does he keep going because he knows that Teasel is a dick?
Don't worry, I was driving before you were itching your daddy's pants.
But when he sees that he's fine, he just fucks off. But the hill's too steep, so he has to ditch the bike. And now they're both on foot. It's also close enough to Christmas that the town started decorating, so it's pretty cold. So John finds an old tarp and makes a serape to stay warm.
Well, wouldn't the sheriff be right behind him?
No, his calorie-dense ass only made it about 16 feet up the hill before he got tired and decided to wait for backup.
Well, I wanted to kill him so bad I could taste it.
Mitch and Lester show up, and he has them call a guy to bring some tracking dogs, and Galt, who's supposed to make some guy at a lumber yard, let him use their helicopter.
I feel like it's not fair that they have a helicopter.
John's decided to try to slow the cops down by going up this mountain, but he didn't count on there being a cliff at the top, and him having to scale down a flat face.
Oh, you should have planned ahead.
As he gets down, Galt shows up in the helicopter. Now he's just supposed to report his position to the others, but Galt starts shooting at John.
Them having a helicopter is definitely cheating.
And when he misses, he blames the pilot and threatens to kill him if he doesn't kill John.
God, I love this job.
So the pilot gets the helicopter closer, Galt lines up the shot, but then John jumps.
He jumped off a mountain?
Yeah, but he was like, aim for the bushes! And he pushed off the mountain, crashed into a tree, hit every branch on the way down, so naturally he's fine. Well, he does have a slight boo-boo on his right arm, but he's a lefty.
I'm a southpaw.
So he throws a rock at the windshield, which causes Galt to fall out of the helicopter, and he dies.
That's why you don't fuck with John Rambo.
I'm sorry, what was that?
What? I've cussed before.
I don't care if you said the fuck word. What did you say his name was?
John Rambo.
John Rambo?
John Rambo.
Okay.
Cool name.
So the helicopter fucks off and John Rainbow takes Galt's jacket, guns, and most importantly, his radio.
If I was in his position, I'd try to pick up some information, maybe catch some crosstalk.
He's got this growth on his ass. Don't tell him I told you.
After he stitches himself up, he yells to the hunting party that Galt's death was an accident, and not what he wanted to do based on the hospitality he received in jail.
Hey, try to be nice to some people.
Teasel tells him to freeze, but when he says he didn't do anything wrong, Teasel shoots at him, and the rest follow suit, so he fucks off.
This guy's supposed to be dangerous. He's just dumb.
When they get down to the body, Lester lets him know that John Rambo is a Medal of Honor winning Green Beret, and the little ginger fuck Mitch gets a hard-on over what a badass he is, and suggests that they let the state police take over.
But we are hopelessly, hilariously outgunned.
But Teasel can't let anyone know that he's been intentionally mean to adults with backpacks and shoves Mitch's face in Galt's dead body like a dog who just shit on the rug, and doubles down that he was one of their own.
A psycho nut job.
Yeah, psycho, but I'm still a cop.
Even though this dude is the exact opposite of who should really be a cop.
You got 3 seconds before I break your face in.
Doesn't sit well with that badge.
But Teasel's act of self-preservation motivates the team to press on, even though it's about to storm.
Don't you like water sports?
They think they see him, so they release 2 of the dogs, and John Rambo shoots them.
Yeah, butthole.
I'm starting to dislike you.
Then he opens fire on the cops and hits the guy who trained the attack dogs. So even though they know what they were shooting at was a scarecrow, they at least know that he's close. So the dog guy looks at his last dog and is like, "Avenge me," and lets it go, and it dies.
Who gives a shit?
But he didn't shoot this one, so now they know he's out of ammo. But they also don't have the dogs to track his scent.
Thanks to John Rambo and his congressional medal of being a butthole.
They drew first blood, not me.
So without the dogs, they have to spread out and look for him. Mitch goes under a fallen tree, and John Rambo pops up, spins him around, and stabs him in the asshole. Okay, so maybe it was in the leg, but he's screaming like a little girl when the others come running.
Nothing personal. It is now.
Ward's taking up the rear when John Rambo jumps out of a tree on him. Balford then sees John and shoots, but he moves and the bullet hits Ward.
Bullseye.
Then, when Balford runs over there, he gets hit in the leg by a bunch of spikes. Then, as Teasel and Shingleton run towards Balford, John Rambo grabs Shingleton. After he frees Balford, Will goes back to look for Shingleton, who he finds tied to a tree. Then John Rambo pops up and tells him that he could have killed all of them if he wanted to, but he's gonna let him gather his men and fuck off.
Only their skilled training and police enforcement techniques saved their lives.
Later at base camp, state troopers and National Guardsmen are preparing to go in and get him. Teasel's making it seem like they were attacked, but Lester chimes in that Galt and some of the others were a little rough with him. So Teasel's like, "What? He could have just told me and I would have disciplined those mean deputies myself. I promise, nothing like this ever happens at my station."
And I get paid to keep it that way.
Then this army colonel, Troutman, shows up and says that they don't know what they're up against and they should stand down and just let him go. It would be much easier to have him arrested in another town in a few weeks. But Teasel has another idea and lets Troutman radio John to see if he'll turn himself in. He says he won't and rats Teasel out for being a dick and not letting him eat. So everyone looks at Teasel like, all of this is because you wouldn't let a dude get a sandwich? Fuck.
Just another smart-ass drifter.
So the next morning, the state police and the National Guard go into the woods and head to the area where they tracked the radio last night. But he pulled a sneaky and hid really close to where they would come in and waited for them to pass. But some kid sees him right after, so John Rambo pins him down and tosses his rifle away, but when he lets him go, he tells his dad and his friends that some dude just attacked him.
You're building a rat ship here. A vessel for seagoing snitches.
So they take a shot, which alerts the search party. They see him running and open fire on him as he enters a mine. Now these guys are all excited and trigger happy to kill this dude, but when he actually fires back, they become giant pussies.
I want you to go into that mine.
Oh, not me.
So instead of sending in men, they're gonna fire a rocket into the mine, even though Teasel said not to fire until he got there. And when he does, they're all bragging about how they got him and taking pictures. But Teasel's only mad because he wanted to be the one to kill him. And he even admits this to Troutman that night over drinks.
I wanted to kill that kid.
You're not supposed to say that.
But inside the mine, we see that John Rambo is still alive. And from National Treasure, we know
the first thing the builders would have done after getting down here was cut a secondary shaft back out for air in case of cave-ins.
So he makes a torch out of his serape and heads to the second entrance. That morning when he comes out, the National Guard's clearing out, so he jumps on the rear vehicle, gets in the cab, and kicks the driver out.
Get out.
But this guy's picked up by a cop, who radios the station and is very aw shucks about the man they've been hunting for a few days still being alive and driving stolen military property.
That Rambo guy is on the loose again.
Well, we all appreciate your concern.
The cop car catches up to him and they open fire. So John nudges him into a parked car that apparently was filled with C4 and it blows up and they die.
No, I wouldn't be too sure about that.
He then drives through a state police barricade where no one thinks to follow him after he only hit one car. But then he gets back to Hope, where he drives through a gas station. Then he grabs a giant gun, a fuck ton of bullets, and throws a lighter into the gas spraying everywhere and fucks off. Teasel makes an announcement on the town's PA system for everybody to go inside, and every single civilian clears the streets in like 30 seconds.
Oh wow, they really just vanish.
Troutman comes in and tells Teasel to just run while he can. And he's like, I can take him, I've got home court advantage. But Troutman knows that he doesn't plan on holding back anymore.
I'm just amazed that he allowed any of your posse to live.
So John Rambo starts by taking out all the power, then goes into a gun store, piles all the bullets and gunpowder in the middle, and runs a trail out the door to light. So while it sounds like there's a giant shootout at the gun store, he's really looking to see where the sheriff's hiding on the roof of the police station. But instead of using the element of surprise, he shoots at the first floor, alerting Teasel to his presence.
You don't seem to want to accept the fact that you're dealing with an expert.
So when he goes for the stairs leading to the roof, Teasel shoots at him from the skylight. But John Rambo shoots from under him, hits him in the taint several times, and he falls through the skylight. And then he goes over to kill him, but Troutman stops him.
Rambo, don't do it!
The building's now surrounded, so he tells him to stop. But John Rambo's like, do you know how bad being me sucks? I was told that I had to go to a war that we had no business being in. But there, I was important. People trusted me, and I had friends. But I come back here, and everyone hates me, and I can't hold a simple fucking job. Hell, I can't even get a goddamn sandwich in this town without some asshole harassing me.
So if the sheriff would have just grabbed him some drive-thru on his way out of town, none of this would have happened?
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of weird how a simple DQ chicken basket could have saved a life.
Hey, don't worry, here, have a french fry.
Or if we just offered free mental health care in this country.
And nobody would help!
But good luck getting him to open up again, because while he's crying to Troutman, he gets arrested.
Well, that sucks. I don't feel sorry for him. That butthole killed the dogs.
Let it go.
It's over! Nothing is over!
Well, what do we have here, huh? How you do it, you decide, right now.
Push it.
The law, that's the way it's gotta be.
He means it. Yeah, I do.
God didn't make Rambo. I made him.
You just don't turn it off!